Hey guys, let's brainstorm.
Yes.
I walk into this hallway and we got this cool ass Space Bears poster, and we can't help but be talking about all this empty space in here. We've got to use it for something.
I'm thinking display shelves,
yeah,
where we can access and remove our models really easily for all the projects and for like gaming and the Kill Team battle coming up.
Whoa.
Display.
Magnetic.
Well, I happen to know some very good magnetic cases.
It's tabletop time, and today we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff with magnets. Not only are we going to build a very cool display out there, but I'm going to get a little bit of help from Jen to re-magnet base like all the projects we've worked on this year. And as well as that, I'm going to start playing with magnets for a Tau Hammerhead for my future Tau army. Yes. This one's going to be interesting.
Yes?
Hey, Dave, it's Jazza. Definitely not 5 minutes after we filmed the intro. I was just going to ask you, I'm going to email Cobalt Keep and ask if they can send us 20 of the magnet cases.
That's awesome.
Do you want to email them for me and maybe see if we can get that ball rolling?
I can do that, yeah, for sure. This is definitely not a dramatic reenactment of events that already happened a few weeks ago.
Now, to be completely transparent, Cobalt Keep have sent us a bunch of awesome product, but it is because we love it. This video is not actually sponsored by Cobalt Keep, but we really wanted to showcase a bunch of their stuff as a thank you for sending it to us. Now, Cobalt Keep is a company that makes these amazing bases that are reinforced plastic bases with magnet slots in the bottom of them. This is super useful for the purposes of transport and putting in the bases of models. They also sell a range of display bases and have just added some new products to their line. So check out cobaltkeep.com and show them some love. I really hope this can signal boost their awesome products and everyone can have a look at what they do, because it's a super cool way to not only safely transport your models, but also display them in a gorgeous stackable arrangement on shelves, wherever you want.
So this is action. So this just all go, show me up. So the plan is, and this was your idea, which is a very cool idea. So we're thinking shelves that will be really narrow so we can walk through the hall and then grab the things we want for reveals or battle reports or games.
Just bloop. Yeah. Wait, just like this?
Initially we were thinking like staggered, but I think honestly like move up and there's like one row there and then a row there and then a row there, and then we can use this whole wall and slowly just like, we've already filled those cupboards.
This thing is just not focusing on you, so this is going to be a great shot. There it is.
Okay, cool.
I'm from war. Bunnings Warehouse.
Long strides, long strides, long strides. Every day's your time. You climb, you grow, you fall, get back up, ask for more. Got a long way to go, scenic route sound fine. Head hanging out the window every time you take a drive. Gotta soak up all this life like you alive. This the only one you got, don't you toss it to the side.
There are a couple of considerations when gluing these into the older Games Workshop bases. These slotter bases had not quite enough room to just cold glue a magnet into. But going forward, I would be sure to be using Cobalt Keep bases a lot. Anything that I didn't want a custom sculpted resin base for, I'll definitely be using Cobalt Keep as my benchmark from now on. I found it kind of hilarious that I discovered some models that Jen had glued magnets on the bottom of that had resin bases, and she hadn't drilled into the bottom of the bases. So I guess now the Dapper Orcs just have like a magnet glued on the bottom of it. Oh my God. You're the best. We love you, Jen. This is a goofy, fun video, but I did want to add a little kernel of what it is to magnetize in the hobby into this. Magnets are useful not just for transporting models on bases, they also have a massive amount of application in getting the most out of your expensive Games Workshop kits. Now, a lot of vehicles in Games Workshop games and many other miniature games come with multiple options. And I'm sure the company would love it if you assembled your models just gluing those options on and then buying a duplicate model if you want to use the alternates. However, I've never been one to play by those rules, so I've always tried to magnetize my models. For the main turret, I decided I wanted a really strong magnetic hold, so I actually used some of the larger magnets from the Cobalt Keep bases. Luckily, the mounting point of the Hammerhead's gun is fairly large, but even so, I still needed to use a knife and a file to scrape out a large enough area to put the disc-shaped magnets. And with the magnets glued on, I have an incredibly strong bond for both my ion cannon and my rail cannon, and it is easy to take them on and off, but I have enough magnetic strength that I can actually pose the gun aiming up or down, and it holds that rather than sagging over time. A second area on the Hammerhead I was incredibly keen to use these strong magnets on was actually the landing gear. Unfortunately, this Hammerhead kit that I've had for like 16 years, it was missing a piece. It's just sat there, and for 16 years, there's been a missing piece in my Tau Hammerhead box. Yeah, I don't know that I was gonna get any customer service after sitting on that one for 16, 17 years. Now, thankfully, the piece I was missing was part of the internal housing for the Devilfish, which I wouldn't ultimately need and wouldn't be seen from the outside. But what this did mean was that I couldn't actually put the landing gear down because this was one of the mounts that one of the landing gear glues onto. So with that option to magnetize the landing gear taken away, I had to cut the landing gear in half and just glue them permanently in an up position. The final area on the Hammerhead I wanted to magnetize was the two gun turrets at the front. Now, they have options to either have a burst cannon or a smart missile system, and I wanted the option to have both. I went into these over aggressively with a Dremel because I was honestly too lazy to find a hand drill that could fit the drill bit that I needed to use, and that worked for the first one. I bored in some holes and glued in some magnets, but for the second one, it just became a mess, and ultimately I decided to take my time, use a smaller drill bit, and then widen it with a larger one by hand. And now I have a fully magnetizable Hammerhead.
Have we got a thing? Where's the thing? You're right there. Yeah, got it. Thing. So how much overhang is there going to be?
None.
How's that work?
A little bit.
Tiny bit, but barely. If you hold that, I'm going to put a couple on there. So if you can bear with me, I'm leveling it. You got it? You got it? Don't drop it. You can destroy all some these are really important moments in the channel's history.
I didn't pay for it. It's pretty nice.
It's very nice. Oh, imagine the whole wall, like, okay.
All right, I have a pitch.
Yeah, what's that?
This is a strip of metal.
It is.
Were we to put a strip of metal on this shelf, we could put magnets on the bottom of the Cobalt Keep containers and they'd be magnetized.
Are there different kinds of metal? Is there like something flat that we can cut? Because we have angle grinders and stuff.
We can get thinner metal that could cover it, but we just weren't confident to cut things.
Let's do it. What's that like 2002 exhibit meme of like, I heard you like magnets, dog. So we put magnets on your magnet so you can magnetize while you...
Is that Pimp My Ride?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still holding I get youth humor.
Jingle. Oh.
Good luck, friends.
All right, Jaz's got work to do. All right, Murray, you right there? I'm just gonna do some work.
He really stammered when he said friends.
Yeah.
I'm here at my place of shame because I just went and got some sheet metal cut and I still had the camera on time-lapse mode. So enjoy this. Oh, magic.
Substantially remove it. There's the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
You're very excited over
It's
a shelf.
designed-
It's very exciting, Jared.
It's a shelf.
It's a very exciting shelf.
It's
Modular.
It's
because
the shelf.
Let's say you need these models. You can go, and then you take the models away, and then you play with them, and then you put them back in there, and then you go, oh, they can go back on the display. It's functional and functional. Two functional.
Blows my mind.
I understand, Dave.
Blows my mind.
The viewers understand too.
I've got a good rack thing coming up for you.
Do you?
Popping and dropping, she rocket top, it's no stopping. Got me deep in my pockets, I'm about to give her my wallet, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, wow.
All right, Murray, it's time for our wonderful reveal of shelves.
It's done.
We have shelves,
You can do it.
but we have to satisfyingly montage some epic peelies.
Oh, no, failed. Failed!
Don't worry, we can cut all that and just go.
I'm sure you will. It's appealing.
It is. We're done.
That looks good.
We come to the end of the video where you see just the beginning. We have some full but mostly empty. There's so much scope for us to add onto this, and we can have our forces, our kill teams, everything just like, oh, super easy to pick up and play and then replace them. Magnets are awesome. What do you think about magnets?
They're growing on me.
Hey patrons, magnets are awesome. Thank you for your support and helping us make these videos. One thing just to end the video on. When we started filming this, we actually thought the video would be done before the Christmas break, but it didn't happen. So this is coming out obviously in January. And I just thought it was really funny that throughout this video, I made a hammerhead and joked about how bad they are and how I like to make models based on thematics and how I like models. I've always liked hammerheads. And those who follow 40K, well, you know what happened to hammerheads since I started filming this video. So yeah, now I'm gonna get in trouble for playing with it. Yeah.
Hey, Mary. Murray.
Maury.
Or is it Murray? Rob has a gift for you. What?
So, I mean, in congratulations for winning the gingerbread house competition as voted by all of those viewers. We figured we'd give you a crown, and it's made of all the different spellings of your name. So, congratulations.
So how is your name spelt? Murray?
Maury.
Well, I mean, clearly it's like a mixed bag. You just take your pick.
Are they all
Look, it's
are
actually
they the different models? Is that how it's differentiated? That's great.